Hello, everyone, and welcome to MT4 Professional. Today, we're going to be talking about trading strategies, and we're going to talk about the MT4 Professional Scanner. I want to make sure that everyone can hear me and that you can see my screen. So I'm going to open up the chat panel, and I'm going to open up the Q&A. So if you could give me a reply, let me know you can hear me and you can see my screen. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. All right. So we'll make sure everyone knows that we are here for educational purposes only. MT4 Professional and Resilient Traders are not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you trading advice. We cannot tell you whether to buy or sell any specific market or instrument. But what we can do is teach and train you how to use our remarkable desktop platform on the live edge of the market to build a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, forex, options, cryptocurrency has a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money. But it also has a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So you need to be aware of the risks involved in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading in any of these markets. Never, ever, ever, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And that's when the mind game begins. But we're not here to talk about mind games. We're here to talk about a scanner. So today, I am Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach, operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me is Claudio Cardinale. He is our product development guru. He's our product development director and all things technology guru. So if anything's hard to figure out, I give it to Claudio. He'll always figure it out because he's just that way. He's also the brains behind our scanner. I came up with the plan to put it together. So we're both here to help you and to get everything laid out for you today. So we're going to talk about trading strategies. Going to go through some popular strategies that are available to you on the MT4 or MT5 platform. We're going to talk to you about what a scanner is and what is MT4 Professional. Let you know a little bit more about that. I'll give you a live demonstration of the software, how mobile it is, how powerful it is, how easy it is to use. And then I'll make you a very, 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 very special offer. Since today is the day after Easter, we have our annual Easter sale going on, and I'll be making that presentation to you toward the end of our presentation today. Of course, throughout the presentation, we'll have lots of time for questions and answers. So to get right into it, some of the most popular trading strategies around that most people ask for are interaction of exponential moving averages in price, and that's basically the live edge of the market using price action only with the moving average to kind of tell you where you are relative to that. We can look at a MACD and signal, which is also a very good signal if you're looking at trend directions and breakouts. Moving average crossovers for slower, longer term type trades. And then something that kind of puts them all together, EMA and price, a MACD and signal. We can even throw a relative strength in there to show you some directional moves, show you trend moves, or show you overbought, oversold type moves. Now, the scanner is available using any of the indicators that are available on MT4 or MT5, but these are just some of the examples we're going to be going through today as we go through and discuss the MT4 Professional Scanner and how it can scan in real time all of these types of strategies. So whatever your trading plan is built on, whatever strategy that you're using, try out MT4 Professional to see if it can't automate your trading and help you to stop missing these setups. Let's go through a quick poll to find out where everyone is. We're going to be talking about different strategies and see what you have available. So I want to find your interest in it so I can spend a lot more time where most people are. So Claudio, you have a poll ready? There we go. So how can the market scanner best benefit you? So if you had a scanner available to you on your MT4, MT5 platform, which one would best suit you? Less risk in missing trades, less time wasted searching for trade setups, better chance for finding high probability trades, or you really don't know? We'll wait just a little bit longer for you to enter your answers. Once a certain percentage of people in our class answer, then we'll move on to the next question. If there's no more polls, then we'll just continue on. I think there's one more though. There it is. So better chance of finding high probability trades. 44% of the class agreed with me that that's it. But of course, a lot of people don't like to waste time because, hey, time is money. And so you don't want to waste that. And quite a few people, about a third of the class, don't really know. And that's a good answer too. There's no wrong answer. But not knowing just means that you don't have access to the platform. So you really can't make a decision on that. And that's okay too. So we should help you by the end of today's presentation to have a firm answer on this question. All right. Any more polls, Claudio? Yeah, one more. Good. The features of MT4Professional, which ones do you like the best? Now, I haven't gone through these yet, so maybe this is a little bit early. Is there a way we can come back to this poll later, Claudio? Yeah, that'd be good, because I would like to go through the scanner and actually show those things, and then I'll ask the questions. If that's possible, that would be really good. So what is a market scanner? What is MT4Professional? So if you consider the 50 different Forex pairs available to you on MT4, 20 different CFDs, 9 different timeframes, that's more than 630 combinations you'd have to check. Do you really think on even your best day that you'd able to do this manually? Go through 630 different combinations of pairs. Well, how often do you miss opportunities then if you can't check and trade those all the time? Well, trading on different instruments today is very important because it is due to the fact that uncorrelated instruments are always moving in the markets, and you want to be able to find them. So trading on different instruments and different time frames is the best way to get to a profitable outcome. It removes uncertainty of the instrument and it diversifies your portfolio. So those are all advantages of being able to search through and trade more than a single instrument. So a perfect solution for doing that would be a market scanner. Market scanner is something that will automatically scan through the market using your own rules, trying to find setups that meet your criteria. While it's not a signal provider per se, it's a tool that allows you to analyze all of your own strategies using all the indicators that you have at your disposal. So let's look at a quick example. Over on the right, you can see I've got a series of symbols, and I've got some outputs like a spreadsheet for different time frames. So I can quickly see if I had a scanner, I want to see something like this. I would like to quickly be able to see the euro US dollar. When is it bullish, and is it bullish on multiple time frames or not? Is it bearish? Different instruments, which ones are setting up? If I have trends that are coming out of trend and then back in line with the trend, I want to know that. I want to see it on a spreadsheet. So if I had something like this flashing in front of me and I saw these going on and off, I think I wouldn't miss as many trades as I usually do. So this example shows that the cross of two moving averages can identify bullish or bearish trends. So a bullish cross, which is identified by the green box, would be the fast moving average crossing over or above the slow moving average. And a bearish cross would be the fast moving average moving under or below the slow moving average. So if we use a 1530, then the bullish cross shows us green, the bearish shows the red, and the yellow is just when it's neither bullish nor bearish. So we're congested. That's the idea behind it. So if I had a scanner that could do this for me, that would be pretty nice. One more thing, we talked about multiple time frames. Why would we talk about multiple time frames? Well, did you know that if you use multiple time frames in your trading plan, that you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? It's due to correlation. Correlation means that you're trading in line with the longer term trend if you're using multiple time frames. So you can see the faster time frame here on this 15-minute chart has a lot of noise associated with it. So it'll go up and down, up and down, up and down, while the longer term trend itself is just going in and upward. You can see the longer term trend direction here, but if you're trading the longer term trend, you have a higher probability of being successful on your trade. And if you're trading against the longer term trend, you have a higher probability of losing unless you keep your profit targets small. But if you're trading in the direction of the longer term trend, you can keep your profit targets large. If you're trading closer to your longer term trend, you can see these longer term trends are definitely positive. So when you're trading in the counter trend against the longer term trend, here you trade down with it, not against it, and so forth. And so understanding how to trade in line with longer term helps to keep you on the right side of the market. It gives you trade results which have higher probability for success, lower risk. And that's what you really want. Because that's all trading is anyway. It's your trading probabilities and you're managing risk. That's the bottom line. Making money, yeah, that's just a side issue. That naturally will just come right along with it. So if you're focused on trading the probabilities and managing the risk, then the money will just come. It's a byproduct. So if we had a market scanner that could search for these setups based on our rules, verified by multiple time frame analysis, it would be an extremely valuable tool. So why do we pick MT4 and MT5? Well, other platforms have built-in scanners with them, but most of those don't allow you to do technical analysis. They'll have fundamental scans, but they won't give you the ability to do technical scans. Some of them allow you to do technical scans, but they do not look at fundamentals. So the only way to look at that on MT4 and MT5, we used it because there's so many brokers that are out there that give you access to really good rates and a lot of the different instruments that you want to trade. And there are a lot of good custom indicators that are implemented on these platforms. So if we had a good market scanner on MT4 or MT5 that would work with all of these custom indicators, that would be ideal. And that's what we wanted to do. When we looked around, we just couldn't find anything that met our needs. We were professional traders. We were looking for something to trade with, and we could not find a scanner on these platforms that met our criteria. They were either too complex, which meant you got to be a programmer to use it. They were unstable, or maybe even a single tool that really wasn't integrated with the whole system. It was usually incompatible with a lot of the indicators and just failed altogether. So we had a lot of issues when we were looking through those. So our solution to the problem was to create our own. So yep, Claudio, being the tech guru he is, was able to pull together, and together we were able to put together MT4Professional, a scanner based tool on MT4 or MT5 that allows you to instantly scan the market for setups that match your own unique criteria and rules based upon your own trading plan. So when you find a good setup, MT4Professional will alert you to this fact and provide you with multiple time frame technical analysis, which really isn't easy to do on MT4 or MT5. And I'll show you why in our illustration and example here. So stay tuned. I'm going to go into a few more polls, and then I'm going to go into showing you the features of MT4, the one-touch clicks and so forth. I'll show all that to you here. So we'll just go right into the demonstration then. So let me go over to standard MT4. Right. I don't know. Let's go to the default values. So an MT4, let me see here. There's one. You can see that I've got different windows. You can see I also have different time frames set up. And you can also see I don't have any crosshairs on my screen. If I click on a screen, you can see I have a crosshair available to me, but that crosshair goes away if I move over to another window. So I have to set a crosshair. So if I'm looking at doing multiple time frame analysis, I want to find out where this short trade started. Then I can see on the 30-minute chart, it occurred at this point. And I have to look down on the axis at 16:30 on the 18th. Over here on this mark, you can see this occurred at 15:15. So 16:30 appeared right about there. And so you can see it's not real easy to do this type of multiple time frame analysis using the exact same time frame and setup. So I have to remember and set it up on each chart independently. Also, if I were to click on a chart, I need to, in order to change the symbol, I need to drag and drop the symbol from the market watch over here on the left onto the chart on the right in order to change the indicator, to change the setting. Also, if I want to resize or change the screens, say that I had, these are all the same size windows, and so I can go under window and change the size of them if I wanted to. But if I go up under the expanded window and make everything large, notice the blank space down here. I have to physically change the size of my windows or go up here and automatically change the size of the windows each time I do that. Now, say, for example, I have another window here that has multiple size windows. For example, here are two separate windows that are the different sizes to these. If I were to go up here and click this, it would change the size of all the windows to be the same size, and it would just mess my layout altogether. So I really couldn't do that. And if I were to go back into smaller mode like that, see the full screen mode or non-large, see that? Notice how all the windows are clipped. And in order for me to get them back to the right size, I'd physically have to rechange the size of each one of these windows. All of that is very time consuming and kind of not ideal. So now I'm going to go over here to MT4Professional and get it launched. And the first thing that pops up is a configuration window that asks me what configuration do I want to load. It's a blank screen, comes up and says, what do you want to work with? Well, I have set up an EMA and price as a default. So I want to load that. And the very first thing you should notice is that you get 3 different windows that are set up. One of them is larger than the other 2. Notice they're at different time frames of 5, 15, 30, and an hour. But also notice the crosshair. The crosshair will show me the differences and the alignment of both time and price on all 3 charts simultaneously. So notice that same Euro-US dollar bearish trend started right here that I can see on the 30-minute, it's in line. I can see on the hourly, it's in line. So this is a high probability entry trade. Possibility of the trade gives me about 28 pips. So the idea behind this is to get into a position which, number one, meets the criteria of the trade, i.e. the price is closing below the exponential moving average. Number 2, it's in line with the longer term trend. So the longer term trend is already moving down and the longer term trend is already moving down. So that gives me the opportunity to take this as a short trade with a much higher confidence that's going to get me to my profit target. That's the idea behind it. So MT4Professional gives you the ability to do multiple time frame analysis and technical analysis at the same time. All right. Now, is this going to be a trade that we can take or not? Well, let's see what the scanner has to say. The scanner is over here telling us that the 15-minute is bullish while the longer term is bearish. Well, the 15-minute is bullish because price is closed up above my moving average, but is below on the higher time frame. So this is showing me that I'm having short-term correction. I can't take any trades until this resolves back to an all red state. Pound itself If I click on the symbol, notice all of the symbols changed at the same time. So that's another really nice feature about MT4Professional. It gives you full one-click integration with all of your charts, with all of your symbols, and all of your instruments, full multiple time frame analysis, and the ability to take it with you wherever you go, because it is fully cloud-based. But looking at the scanner and looking at the setups, you can see that the pound, the price is closed below the exponential moving average. That's bearish. Here are the prices below the exponential, and here it is below. So you got three aligned bearish setups right there that are ideal for a trade. That's the idea behind the setup using the strategy, the EMA and price. So let's look at what the scanner does in doing this configuration. If I were to look over at the scanner setup itself, in order for my color rule to change the cell to red or green, then it follows a specific criteria, and that's these rules that I will show you right now. The rules state that if the current price is greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. Now, this is just an indicator that is available to you on your MT4 or MT5 platform. Then the scanner is checking to see whether the current price is greater than or less than that moving average. That's the first condition. If it's true, then it will change the cell color to green. If it is not true, then it's going to go over and evaluate this condition. That's what the or is, either or. So it's one or the other. If this one's true first, it's going to just set it to green. If it's not true, then it's going to go over here and say, well, if is price less than the 15 period? So it's greater than or equal to, but if it's not, is it less than? If it is, then it's going to be true. Usually 99.9999% of all the cases, both will be, one or the other will be true. Most of the time it will not be yellow because it'll always be either greater than or equal to or less than the moving average. And that's the rule. Simple, straightforward price action relative to a moving average. To get the price, if you click on the plus sign, you'll see you can choose the indicator. You can select price from a list of pull downs, either trend, these are all the standard indicators that you have available, or price. And this is an input that we've given you to look at directly price interactions. So I can look at price. I can look at price, the current price, the open, the close, the high, or the low. So say I wanted to add the close of price, and I'll use this indicator and I'll say, okay. So now I'm looking at the close of price instead of the current price. This is actually a little bit better because this will give me the most recent closing price and the current interaction of price with the moving average. So instead of using the price, I'll just use the close. Over on this side, I'll do the same thing. I'll use the close, and then I'll say, okay. Now the moving average, let me do that real quick. The moving average, you can edit the moving average and change it so that it's a 15-period exponential. You can make it smooth. You can make it simple. You can apply it to the open, high, low, close, average price, so forth, median, whatever you want to apply it to. And you can change the period. If you want to make it a 5, 15, 30, 60, 50, 100, whatever, you can change that all on the fly. Or you can add another one. So if you want to add another trend moving average, in this case, make it a 50-period simple moving average based on close of price, like that. Then you can see now I'm looking at the close of price being greater than a 50-period moving average. 50-period simple moving average. I still have my 15-period there available if I wanted to make sure I close that. And these are my color rules. Now, if I had that color rule for another setup, then maybe I could do it as well. I could say, I want to see if close is greater than that exponential. And I want to see if that 15 period is greater than my 50. Simple. So not only am I looking to see if price is above my moving average, I want to see that the moving average is above my slower, longer term moving average. Now that will give me a much longer term perspective of a trend. So if these are both true, then I'll get a green color. If this is true, but this isn't, then this will not be true. Then it'll move over here. And we can do the same thing. In this case, we can see, well, is the 15 period less than that 50 moving average? So either or, if any one of these are not true or these aren't true, then in that case, it will go to the default color, which is yellow, showing us that one or more of these conditions have not been met. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these two conditions here. I'll make sure that I've got that set up as 15. I'll say okay, okay, and save. And that saved all the conditions that I had set up on this. Now notice over here on the chart side, you can see that I have 3 different windows set up, just like I do over here on my display. I've got a larger window, which is the 15-minute. And then on the right, I have 2 smaller windows, which are 30 and hourly. Here's the 30 and the hourly. And I can set these to be any time frame that I like, that I have available for me. Let me save that, close it, and then reload it. Every time you save it, always reload it, because that will apply the current rules to the current charts. Okay, Bert, can you apply these techniques to a short trade? Absolutely, you can apply it to any trade that you want. So if you take this and edit it, you have a rule. Notice that I don't have any preference on one side or the other. I'm just looking to see if this is true or not. If price closes under my exponential moving average, that's a sell setup. You can short the trade at that point, depending upon whatever your rules are. If you're using a relative strength, if you're using a MACD or stochastics of any sort, if you're using Bollinger Bands, it doesn't matter the indicator. You can set up the side to identify the condition set. You can take it long or short based upon whatever rule set that you use. All right, next, let's look at, I think we had said something about MACD. Yeah. Now this one is showing you what the MACD looks like. If you look at a standard MACD indicator, then you're looking at a series of histograms and you're looking at a signal line, which is a like a moving average of your histogram. And so what we're looking at is if this MACD histogram value is less than, or in this case, I'm saying that it's greater than the red signal line, that would be a bullish indication. And if my MACD then starts to go less than the signal line, then that becomes a bearish indication. Okay, bullish, bearish, either one. So that's the idea behind that. So anytime I get that indication on my scanner, then I want the bullish indication to be green and the bearish to be red. So let's look at the configuration to see what the rule says. My color rule is called trade signal. That's the name I gave it. If I edit that, then you can see that I have the MACD indicator loaded here, and I loaded it doing this. If you click the plus sign, choose an indicator, select the category, it's an oscillator. Look under the indicators for the MACD itself. Use this indicator. And then you can set the indicator parameters. This is the default 12.26.9 applied to the close of price. And the mode is the only one that you'd have to look at. Here, the base indicator is the histogram that I showed you. That's the MACD itself, the baseline. And the second line that you see is called the signal line. So the output of the indicator can be broken down into two different outputs, the signal line and the base indicator line. That way, you can compare them to each other to see whether you're bullish or bearish. Okay. So I'm canceling that. So what I've done here is I'm looking at the base indicator line, and I went through this and set it up twice. And one of them I picked the base indicator, and the other one I picked the signal line. Okay. So now I'm saying the base indicator, if is less than the signal line, then I want the sell to change red, which means I want to go short. If that's not true, then it's going to evaluate this condition. It's going to ask if the MACD base indicator line is greater than the signal line. If that condition is true, boom, it'll change the sell red. If neither of these conditions are true, and they won't be, it'll change the sell to yellow. So it's the same premise that we had using the price action and the moving average. But in this case, we're not looking at that. We're just simply looking at the MACD indicator. And you can look at the MACD indicator from the data. So if you open up right here, the data window, then you can see on any window the output of the MACD on the data window. So you can see the MACD has two separate outputs right here. The MACD, which is the histogram, has a value associated with it. This is the output. And the signal line, it has a value. If we compare this value to this one, we see at that point, this value is more negative than that one. So that we say that that's less than the signal line. That would be a bearish signal. Okay. That's the idea behind it. That's the idea behind it. So, yeah, Mac, you can always contact us at support. MT4Professional. We'll be more than glad to speak with you, talk with you, and help you along. All right, so where was I? Yeah, oh yeah. So looking at the rules for this, then you can see where we want to go long or where we're going to go short. You can see a bullish signal set up here. Bullish setup. That's not set up yet. So you can see that first time frame is green, but the second time frame is not yet. So this looks a little premature. Third time frame is still very short. So far this is not a good setup. We're waiting for this to finish, and see, this will get you into trades, but if you don't get in at the right time, then you can see you're getting in at noise. You have a higher chance that this trade's going to turn on you and go right back down in line with the longer term trend. So that's the idea behind the strategy and behind checking the higher time frames as well. While we look bullish, we might not be bullish for the longer term. You might have to wait. All right. Okay, good. Last but not least, let's look at the combination of the trades. I've got one here that's called My MACD. There it is. Now this is one which looks at the same thing. I've got 3 different windows: 4-hour, daily, weekly. So you can see that a lot of these setups are here for either longer or shorter term. So when you get these same types of trades, like right here, you can see the bearish cross, you can see price closing under your moving average, you can see a negative slope on your relative strength coming from a position of overbought. Those are all very good short signals. Those are sell signals. That's where you want to get in on the trade on the short side. So that's the idea behind that. So can the scanner show you these types of setups? So that's the idea. So let's go in and edit the rules and see what the scanner has to say about a strong signal, either buy or sell. So you can see I have a strong signal set up, and I also have a trend signal set up here. Let's look at the strong signal as far as changing the colors. You can see that the rules for a red condition, which is a sell, you're looking at the MACD. I want to see the MACD less than the signal line. That's the first condition. This one has to be true. And price has to be less than the 15-period exponential moving average. And my relative strength previous close has to be greater than the relative strength current. Now, this is a delay indicator. And so what we're looking at is the same indicator, but I'm looking at it previous value. So that's 2 bars ago versus the previous one. So if 2 bars ago is greater than the current bar, that means it's moving down. So 2 bars ago is here, current bar is here. If that's greater than that, we know we're moving down. So we have a negative slope. A negative slope is bearish. We want to be on the sell side, on a decreasing relative strength. That's a sell signal. A condition set for a buy signal is just the opposite. All the same conditions, but in this case, we reverse all of the operators. So now we're looking to see a cross to the bullish side. Price action moving over the moving average and a positive slope. We want to see the previous value less than the current value. So in this case, we want to see it moving up, moving here. So if I can see this value here greater than that value at the crossover, that's a bullish indication. I want to be long if this condition exists all at the same time. If none of these exist at the same time, then color the default color as yellow, which means wait, hold, don't take the trade. Okay. There's another condition here you can see I have set up as called the weekly trend. And if I were to scroll down here to the weekly, notice that it has a strategy, a color rule that's applied only to the weekly time. But notice that the 4-hour and daily both have the actual trade signal on it. Now the trend, if we were to look at the rules for the weekly trend, all we're doing on the weekly trend, based upon the chart here, is we're just checking to see if price is greater than or less than the 15-period moving average. So if price is greater than that, that's bullish. If it's less than, it's bearish. So that's the strategy. So when you look at it together, close this. When you look at it together, then you can see that the weekly chart is going to be bullish or bearish based upon the trend. But the trade will be bullish or bearish based upon the 4-hour or the daily setup. If that's in line with the longer term trend, I take the trade. If it's not, then I don't. And that's the idea behind MT4Professional. It gives you very clear-cut, easy to use ways of handling and structuring the trades according to your rule based upon indicators that you have at your disposal. Very simple, easy to do. And it can do it for any symbol across that you have available to you on your MT4 platform. Regardless of the setups, it'll trade any of those the symbols available to you. One other thing I want to show you is that MT4Professional is very mobile. That is, if you're sitting here on your MT4 platform and you need to go take a lunch, well, take a lunch. You don't have to be glued to your screen in order to do this. So if you were to log in to the MT4 members area, log in on your mobile device, be it your iPad or your iPhone or your tablet of some sort, it doesn't have to be, it can be Android as well. Log into your MT4Professional members area. Go over to the real-time scanner section, and you'll see it's asking you for a scanner that you're currently running. All you do is pull the menu down and select which platform you want to run. Now, quite a few of our members have multiple selections because they're running different versions. I just have one for you right now. You'll see that the scanner that I currently have running right now will automatically be displayed on your mobile device. Now, this is my Chrome browser, so this represents a laptop or any other mobile device that I might be on. And so you can see that the scanner that is here is the exact same scanner that I have running on my platform. So they're integrated through the cloud. If I were to click on the $Canadian over here on my mobile device, you'll see this change to a $Canadian. You'll also see a snapshot that's generated from that setup displayed on your mobile device. Now, this is a setup. I'm looking to see this weakness changeover. This might be transitioning from a long or to a short trend or vice versa. So I'm looking to see whether that trade setup will come through. And I think my internet connection might be keeping this from snapping in. So let me try it one more time. Because it's usually pretty quick. There it is. So it creates a snapshot, funnels it up through the cloud, and then down to my mobile device. So it gives me the setup that shows me whether it's going to be a bullish or bearish. And this looks like a great setup for a turnaround, a potential change into the bullish direction. So that's the setup that I would be looking for. If I just clicked on any other symbol, then I would get the exact same setup. Now notice it's changing in the background. So every time this scan parameter updates, it will automatically update on my mobile device as well. So this way, I'm not locked to my computer. I can go out, I can have lunch, I can be alerted to this. Now notice there's a little bell up here on the right. This bell shows me notifications when the scanner or the system I have set up triggers. And so I can be notified as well, either through the notification center or through SMS messages, which I have set up under my my own individual settings. So if I were to go up here and look at notifications, you can see that I can be notified through emails or through website or even through SMS through my cell phone. In addition to the other setups that you have available, the notifications you have available on MT4 or MT5. And if you were to go under the configuration window, click the edit button, then you can see there's a small share icon here. This icon allows me to share this configuration that I've already done with any other MT4Professional user out there. So if you are currently using MT4Professional right now, I can send this to you right now. And it's just that easy. That way everybody's on the same page at the same time. All I need to know is your name or your email address. 3 characters is all you need, and it'll automatically look it up and be able to access your information, give your information to that individual. It will give them an email and allow them to open up the file in their MT4 configuration. You'll find it if they send you something, then under select configuration, click the create your own custom configuration, and then scroll down to the bottom of this list. Now this list allows you to create one from any of the other ones or any of the presets. But if you scroll to the very bottom, you'll see there's an inbox. This inbox are the files that someone else sent you. And then you can just click on it and establish that as your new editable file. Okay, get rid of that. And you can scroll down to the bottom of this list to see that same inbox right there. So everything is all available to you. So that's pretty sweet. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that. Everything is backed up in the cloud. If you lose your internet access, if you lose your power on your computer and everything goes down, don't worry. Next time that you log back in, or even if you forgot your computer or your laptop, you can take your brother's laptop, log in to your MT4Professional account, and you have all of your configurations and settings available to you right then and there. You haven't lost anything. So we are professional grade. We want to make sure that you don't lose anything. Okay, so Bert has a question. How do you set up a trade to be automatically executed when a set of conditions are met? Now, we don't have the ability to execute the trades or to set them up to use that inside of our platform, but you can have that set up using a script. A lot of times these scripts are called expert advisors. And so these expert advisors can be written to automatically trade these setups for you that meet these same kind of conditions. But they're not built into MT4Professional. So you can't have the setup and then click a button that says trade it for me. That would have to be done as an expert advisor. Now we can do that for you as an additional service, but you'll need to contact us and we'll work with you to make sure that that expert advisor meets the criteria that you're looking for. That can be demonstrated on the platform. No, it's provided by the platform you're using, either MT4 or MT5, but you would have to have an expert advisor, a program written that would actually execute the trades automatically, an auto trader. We can write that for you, but like I said, it would be an additional service fee for us to do that for you. It's not physically built into the platform. You backtest configurations just like you would backtest any other platform by using the tool. See, I think which one is that? Yeah, the strategy tester. So by using the strategy tester, then you load the expert that you have written or look at the symbols that you've done, and it will all go through and automatically backtest that for you. And there's another question, is this recorded? It will be available afterwards. We'll send you an email when it is ready. Yes, it will be available probably 1.5 hours after today's presentation. We'll send you an email. Absolutely. All right, well, before time gets away from us, I wanted to get to that very special offer for you guys. Those of you who aren't part of our MT4Professional family, I want to make a very special offer for you, since this is recognized as the day following Easter. So, well, for a very limited time, I'll give you full access to MT4, MT5, MT4Professional. The full software, nothing's held back. We include all 14 pre-configured presets. We give you unlimited configurations and storage on the cloud, including email and push notifications, and you get up to 100 SMS notifications each month. And you get exclusive access to our Skype community. That's all of the MT4Professional users chit-chatting together on the back end, so that you can talk as little or as much as you want. That's no problem there at all. Overall value is about $22.95. Of course, you're not going to pay that much for this. We normally set it up for $194 a month. When I run my webinars, we reduce that by 50% to $97 a month. Well, today, as a very, very special offer for you, we're going to even knock that down. And just for today, we're going to make it available to you as $23 a month. Now, this is like, wow, that's a big discount. And this just isn't just for 1 month. It's for the entire subscription. So if you hold the subscription for a year, you're going to be getting $23 a month for an entire year. If you do it for 2 years or 3 years, it'll always be the same. It's not just for a limited time. So use the code Easter 2022. Use the link mt4professional.com/trial to get your very own copy started today. Notice you get 14 days to try it out absolutely free. That if you cancel before the end of the 14 days, your credit card will not be charged at all. But if you hold it for the full 14 days, then your credit card will automatically be charged $23 a month for the entire duration of your subscription. If you cancel, you'll lose the subscription. If you try to resubscribe, then it'll go back in at the normal rate. So you will lose the subscription. So lock in your subscription today. To get started with your own 14-day free trial, mt4professional.com/trial. Claudio has entered both the Easter 2022 code and the link to the subscription that come in now. So the current price of the membership might be listed there when you go there, but make sure you enter the promo code in order to get the special discount applied to your subscription. And if you do have any other questions, you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com. For any questions, we'll be glad to get back to you. Less than 24 hours from the time we get contacted, we'll be getting back to you on that. Okay. So let me get back to my platform here. I'm going to reduce the size of that so that you can still see the code and the link, but I can still get back and answer your questions if you have them. So if you have any other questions, can customized configurations be back tested? Oh, I already answered that one. So if there are any other questions, this is the time to do it. If you have any special setups, notice under the configuration panel here that the presets include 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see right there are 14 of them. There's 12, and then plus 2, it makes 14 different configurations that are already set up and ready for you to use and apply. You can use custom indicators as well. So if you have indicators that you've developed yourself or that you purchased from a third party, you can access and use those within the configurations as well. If you have any problems with any of the setups, we're more than glad to help you get going. We offer as part of the onboarding process a free configuration setting where we'll spend 30 minutes with you getting you all set up and going. And if you need additional help after that, then we do have a small fee that we charge for our time to help you to set up your own custom configurations. So we don't mind helping you do that. You can write your own EA. That's exactly right. Once you've validated and shown that the system and the parameters are good and profitable, then yes, absolutely. You can write your own, or you can ask us to, and we'll be more than glad to write it for you. You can paper trade it as well, just to verify and to validate that the strategy itself is sound and works for you. So yes. If you overlay 2 indicators, do I still use the original value lines separately to configure it? You need to set them up separately. So yes, to answer your question, if you have 2 separate indicators, I think I have one here that's called the let me see here. There it is, a simple moving average cross. Okay, what that does is it looks at two moving averages. So you got two indicators, and you've got a cross of the indicator. So you load the indicator, the same indicator twice, but this one would be set up as a 5-period exponential, and this one would be set up as a 15-period exponential. And so using the configuration setup, then you would be looking specifically at the interaction of the 5-period with the 13-period. So yes, you would look at them separately to operate on them and to configure them. You just load the exact same indicator. See, notice it's the same indicator, but it's loaded twice with different parameters. If I want a second account, but you do not want to have 5 or 10, can you buy just one other account with this? That I'm not sure of. We'll need to contact, send an email or a ticket to support at MT4Professional.com, and we will get back with you. I don't know if it's possible or not, but Claudio can tell you whether it would be. But you need to send in an email for that request. If you wanted to have a second account, just submit a second email, then you'll have two separate accounts set up. You could do it that way if you wanted to. Absolutely. You would just need a different email address. And you'd have two separate subscriptions instead of a single one. But it's a little bit the hard way, but we can see if we can't set it up the easy way. Just one account. If you just send us an email. Custom configurations. I have got some indicators here that I've developed myself called Hawkeye. These are custom indicators that aren't available on your MT4 or MT5, but they're available here. And so what these do is they show you the interaction of volume and price. So you've got trend, momentum, and volume interacting with these devices. So they show you where the initiation of the trend is, with longer term signals to show you the multiple time frame alignment. So this says, based upon my 5-minute chart, that this would be my entry point, and this would be the potential exit point about 23. Or if I put on my tools, then you can see, nope, put it on at the wrong place, then it'd be right there. No, it would actually be right there. There you go. So there would be my entry point. That's my stop level based upon average true range. And then I target a 3, 5, or 7 level profit target based upon a single layer of risk. Then I try to get 3, 5, or 7 risk reward profit target levels on that. So these strategies were built as custom indicators. So I have a strategy that's searching for all three. I'm looking for trend, volume, heat map. If all three are green, if second time frame, if I have a green heat map and green volume, the third time frame, if it is in a green trend, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I really want to see. So if I look under the configuration and edit that, then I can show you how simple it is to configure the scanner for not only multiple triggers, multiple rules, but also simple rules, or even longer term, I'm only looking at volume on my longer term, but on the shorter term, I'm looking for trend, I'm looking for heat map, I'm looking for all three. So when the trend rule is satisfied, then I'm looking to see if that indicator, if the trend indicator, okay, the current trend stops. In this case, a 1 value on the indicator tells me that that trend is green. A 2 value tells me that that trend is red, and a 3 value tells me that the trend is white. So that tells me I'm bullish, bearish, or congested, consolidating. And if there's any value to those, if it's greater than 0, I know that it's going to be true. So let me show you what I'm talking about on the data window. So if I were to open up the data window and I were to go over here and move my mouse over to a spot, then you can see it's green. Then you can see that the Hawkeye trend long, which is the first one, which I had the number 1, that's the long signal. It's a value that's greater than 0. Notice that the other two, the short, the neutral, are both blank. I consider that to be 0. So it's not greater than 0. So when it goes through and scans it, it's going to ask, is the trend long greater than 0? Is this greater than 0? Is this greater? If that one is true, it says, yes, it is green, and the condition will be returned as a green cell. Okay. The same thing happens on the volume, which is the second parameter. That's the second line here. It's going to go down here to this volume parameter and look at that volume bar to see if it's green, red, or white. Right? If it's green, it's going to be the same thing. So you got trend. Here you've got volume. Okay, so you got volume. It's going to be green, red, or white. And then you've got the heat map here. It's 4 different colors, but the heat map value will be red, dark red, green, dark green, or green. So those are the 4 different parameters, and that's what I test it for. So you can see it's very easy to set up. Once you know your indicators and the settings, you can use any custom indicator with the system and use it to your advantage. Can I share a copy of this? Absolutely, Sam. If you are already a subscriber, and if you have already, you'd have to have purchased these indicators, then it'll work for you. I'll go ahead and send it to you if you are a subscriber. If I click the edit button, click this, you are. Okay, so let me see if I can't find you. Well, there's a bunch of Sams. So do you have the first 4 or so letters of your email address? Maybe I could enter it in. That's you. All right, so let me go ahead and share that with you. And there you have it. I just shared it with you. So now you have the same configuration setup that I just showed you. Oh, I've already sent this to you, Annette, but I'll send it to you again. I think this is it. 3044, if I remember the last time. Yes, that's it. I'll go ahead and share it again just to make sure, but I have shared that with you. All right. Anybody else while I'm at it? Yeah. If you're interested in these specific indicators, then we are affiliates with Hawkeye Traders. That's the vendor who sells these indicators. We're affiliates with them, so we can give you of special discount prices if you are interested in purchasing these indicators. Since we are affiliates of them, we'll be more than glad to do that. Oh, James, you want to have that as well? So let me see. Share that with you. Okay, looks like we got 2 different accounts. So I'm not sure which one. Let me keep typing unless it's the same address. It is 3184. Okay, there you go. Thank you. There you go. Oh, you finally got the zones for NinjaTrader? Okay, that's awesome. They actually work better on NinjaTrader than they do on TradeStation, but the zones work real nicely on MT4 as well. So just contact us and let us know if you're interested in purchasing these specific indicators, the trend indicator, the momentum, the volume especially. This is the premium one. I love the volume because the volume is the one that shows you when the reversals are starting to come, like this one here. You can see the reversal set up. Here's the sell signal right there. You're already in before the trend even goes. So the volume is the real strength of it. Okay, Bert, let me take that then. There you are. All right, it's all yours. Don't forget that you can get started with MT4 Professional today. You can start interacting with all of these brand new MT4 Professional users, even developing your own or helping you get up to speed on yours. If you have your own set of indicators and your own plan that you're doing, but you're missing opportunities because you're not scanning for the for all of them, all the setups, MT4 Professional is just what you need. So get started today. MT4Professional.com/trial. Use the code Easter 2022, and you will get the $23 a month subscription price. Not $97, which is our normal half price off. You're getting 75% off of that. This is a really good discount. So take advantage of it today while we're still vulnerable. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact us at MT4Professional.com, support at MT4Professional.com. Which email do I use to get the second account with this offer? Well, whatever email you want to use, as long as it's not the same one. Oh, who do you talk to? You don't have to talk to anyone if you're going to use a separate email. Just click on the MT4Professional.com/trial link, enter the promo code, and start a brand new subscription. All right, excellent. All right, Mac, we'll look forward to your email. So if you were wanted to send a request in, support at MT4Professional.com is the email to use. Once you log in, once you become a member, Then, like I said, you can access the system. You get full access to the full software. You can download it directly from the members area for both MT4 or MT5. Okay, we walk you through the onboarding process to help you get going. And we even give you full access to our onboard online knowledge base, which gives you all the quick start videos, the configurations, the scanners, and all of the help that you need along the way, including any questions or you might have about your subscription or license. Everything is available for you online. And if you don't have your questions answered there, then you can always set up and create a new support ticket, and we'll be glad to help you out with that. But online, you can go through and set up and use your real-time scanner. You can manage all of your screenshots in one location. Any screenshot or thing that you made, you can make available to any of your followers with specialized links that we provide you. You can even share them socially and make them globally or available, or make them private. It's up to you, whatever suits your fancy. You can also manage all of your accounts. So if you have more than one account, then you can manage them all in one place. If you want to log in on multiple computers, then make sure you just remove the license on one computer so that you can log in on another. So that way everything is always going to be set up and ready to go. And if you do want to use our referral process, then click on the referral link, and the referral link will allow you to invite your friends to come in, and we'll even give you credit for that towards your next subscription. Boy, and even after today's price, $23, that's like 3 free months. That's awesome. All right, I think that about does it for me today. If you don't have any other questions. Wow, look what Claudio just put. If you give us a review on Trustpilot, then we'll give you 1 free month. There you go. MT4Professional.com/trial. Make sure you use the promo code Easter 2022 to get started on your subscription today. Start using it. You get 14 days, and we help you even get started. Thank you for your time and attention then. And we will see you this exact same time in about 2 weeks for another live demonstration and application for MT4 Professional Scanner. Bye for now.